Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and today I'll be talking about Turalyon and Alleria and where were they until Legion, covering their side of the story from the Alliance invasion of Draenor up to the current point. So without further ado, let's get into the lore. During the Orcish War, Turalyon was the second in command to Lord Anduin Lothar, while Alleria was a ranger captain of Silvermoon. Both of them were high-ranking and revered for their actions during the war. However, their biggest rise to glory came when the war ended, and together with the Alliance expedition, they invaded Draenor, the Orcish homeworld. This action was both a victory and a loss, as even though they destroyed the portal and severed the connection from Draenor to Azeroth, Ner'zhul still managed to rip the entire planet apart. At this point, Turalyon and Alleria were lost seemingly forever, and nothing was known about them until very recently. What happened was that their lives changed completely and they became much more than just a paladin and a ranger. On Draenor, they were found by Lothraxion, a dreadlord that actually betrayed the Legion and joined forces of the Light, becoming a holy dreadlord. This got them in touch with the Prime Naru Xera that told them that they were destined to battle the Burning Legion. It wasn't long until they were transported to the interdimensional ship Xenedar, where they directly served the army of the Light. Due to the Sunwell and being a high elf, Alleria was practically immortal, or at least able to live to a very long age, while Turalyon was infused directly by the Light, technically becoming immortal. As now very important assets to the army, they participated in many hit-and-run raids against the Burning Legion throughout the entirety of the Great Dark Beyond. What is interesting about this though is that the time works entirely differently within the Twisting Nether, and while only 20 or so years had passed on Azeroth, over 500 went by for Turalyon and Alleria. During that time, they managed to cause quite a dent in the Legion's defenses, and without the Light raids, the invasion of Azeroth would have happened quite sooner, and it would have been much stronger. Now, the most important action and the reason we are even invading Argus in the first place is due to these raids. Argus, as we know, is the stronghold of the Legion and the most guarded planet out there. However, when the Burning Legion invaded Outland some 5 to 10 years ago, small cracks were made in the defense of Argus, and those were seriously exploited by the army of the Light. Turalyon and Alleria personally went to Argus, where they finally learned about the so-called Emerald Star, also known as the tortured world soul of Argus and the generator of the Legion army. At that point, they were nearly overwhelmed by demons, and it really seemed like it was the end for them, but as Alleria had previously started dabbling in the void, they managed to escape with the help of it. Now, due to being transported and teleported, they were now separated, and as Xera didn't allow any connection to the void, this was a bit of a tricky situation to say the least. Turalyon now went on to become the High Exarch of the Army of the Light, while Alleria went on to learn more and more about the void. She came to the realization that very few people do in the entirety of the universe, that the void isn't inherently bad, and just how light sees everything that is dark as bad, the void also sees everything connected to the light as evil. She saw visions of this army of the light corrupting planets and destroying life, which was from the void perspective. Of course, the natural state of the void is chaotic, but Alleria is hoping to leverage it while not losing her mind, as the void is also an enemy of the Burning Legion. Later on, Turalyon and Alleria would reunite as she saved him from an Eredar assassin, but as Alleria refused to renounce the void, she was imprisoned by the Naru Xera. This now leads us to the events of the Legion expansion. During the invasion of Azeroth, the Army of the Light attempted to contact Khadgar and Erator, the son of Alleria and Turalyon, in order to unite the forces of Azeroth and prevent the ongoing invasion. After a major breakthrough recently, the forces of Azeroth finally invade Argus together with the Army of the Light aboard the Xenedar and the Vindikar ships. Here, we finally reunite with the two and fight as one to defeat the Burning Legion. Turalyon and Alleria have been fighting demons for centuries, and now they're finally back with the purpose of putting an end to the Burning Legion once and for all and saving the world of Azeroth. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your thoughts below on what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps out and keeps all the content going. Thanks a lot for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.